They're an incessant side, this Mum FC side. They don't give you too much time on the ball. They want the ball themselves, and they have it here. Baxter-Thew playing one over the top and in behind. Tia Stonehill was interested, but it was cut out. Ruby Cohen slotting in at centre half tonight for the Redbacks, popping that one out. And it comes out now to Jacinta Coleman. He plays it for Carla Bennett, the other inclusion tonight. That one cleared by Thew. Picked up and played back to Deirdrickson by Cohen. Grace Montero calling for it out in the touch line. Cohen goes central, and now Montero gets it off to Shearer, but they've turned it over here. Stonehill now for Murdoch. Gets a little shove in the back. So a lot of Fury put the whistle to his mouth, but allows the advantage to play. Poppy hooks out run there on the far side. First time ball from Billum, cut out. But the Redbacks do have a chance now to break forward. Nothing in the box here in terms of support. It never looked like they were really in any danger there. Stonehill does well to get close and let the ball run. If she can field it, she just can't get there. And has decided enough with the gloves. Maybe just overheating down here. Not something that happens often at Murdoch. It's usually absolutely freezing. It's not too bad tonight. Last week it was like the Arctic Circle down here. That one over the top for the run there of Larissa Walsh. Her team's leading scorer. In fact, the league's leading scorer. Larissa Walsh. Stunning season from her. Apparently stunning is a word I use a lot. My partner and her friends were playing the Sean Fry commentary drinking game, and every time I said stunning, that was an opportunity to drink. Did not end well that night. Try to expand my vocabulary tonight. Picking that one up there nicely, Grace Betty. To Bain, looking to pop it out wide. Stonehill picks this one up, surrounded by three. Got a little shove in the back there from Andrea Teixeira. You love that from the newly included player there, just wanting to get about. She's done it a couple of times, just looking to put a bit of physicality on her opponents. Stonehill, lovely little 1-2 there with Tabane. She goes in and gets taken down. It is a foul. Ruby Cohen it was, right on the edge of the area. Dangerous position here with the firepower that the hosts have. A few options to stand over this one, you would think. Although with Tabane and Lawrence walking away from it, it looks like this will be Tia Stonehill to win the free kick and step up and take it. She looked like she was limping off to get the ball. Baxter-Thew going to do the job for her. Did take a hefty knock there, Tia. She drove into the penalty area. It was a beautiful bit of build-up with her and Tabane. Referee just getting the wall back as Maya Deirdrickson shouts her commands at the wall. Tabane and Stonehill stand over it. A long way to her right is the goalkeeper. Stonehill curls one on target, but Deirdrickson sliding across to her right fields that one comfortably. Ball turned over immediately back at the feet of Stonehill. Another little 1-2 from Tia Stonehill, and she's found the back of the net again. 1-0 Murdoch. This girl cannot stop scoring this season. 14 league goals on the season for Tia Stonehill. She scored against the Redbacks in the State Cup. She scored against them now in the Top 4 Cup. No sooner have we started than Murdoch University Melville pick up where they left off this season. Scoring goals and winning games. They lead 1-0. And so far, Tia Stonehill has been instrumental in almost everything they've done. Ball there, clipped down the line by Montero. Turn possession over again. You never expect anyone opposing today's host to have too much of the ball. But really, they've barely had a sniff of it so far, the Redbacks, in the opening stages. And here's another little mistake at the back. Stepping out to clear, Ruby Cohen. Getting the ball on a good piece of her opponent. Good defending there. That pass played out for Stonehill. She was caught on her heels on that occasion. Sarah Carroll dropping deep to pick it up. Coleman picks it up in that number 6 position. Betty plays it down the line for Walsh. Had Bennett making the run ahead of her. She checked her run just as the pass was played. Another ball over the top from Thew, and Stonehill will be interested again. Pursuing her is Montero, and Montero wants the ball and gets it. Carroll challenged. Morgan concedes the throw in for the Redbacks. I did forget to do my due diligence with all the excitement of the lights being out, and forgetting to tell you the kits and the directions these teams are going. You've probably figured it out by now, but Murdoch attacking to the left of screen. Firing one well over the crossbar there in their red kit, black shorts, the Northern Redbacks. Wearing all navy blue with a bit of white trim. Attacking to the right of screen. Yet to fire a shot in anger at the host so far. Most of the play has been tilted down towards the left of your screen. Murdoch with the early 1-0 lead. And they do look like a side just going from strength to strength with every game that goes by this season. Long ball shouldered up in the air by Teixeira. She'll battle for that one again, and that one is going to smack her in the face. And I'm not sure that the play needed to be stopped that quickly as the ball deflected out in the area of Larissa Walsh, but certainly catching one flush there, Andrea Teixeira, and looking a little bit shaken up, but she's a tough girl and she'll be straight back into the action, I'd imagine. Drop ball will go the way of Murdoch, who will play it back to their goalkeeper, Danelle Cornish, and start again. And the shout there from Mark Jones on the Murdoch bench to kick it long and give the Redbacks the ball back. Some good sportsmanship there from the hosts. Good to see. Montero plays that one down the line looking for Bennett. She's just muscled off it by the intimidating frame of Baxter Thew. Morgan tries to turn that one around the corner, cut out by the head of Coleman. Stonehill picks it up now for Murdoch. She'll look to curl one down the line for the run of Hooks. That is a sensational ball and a sensational run from Poppy Hooks as well. A shame that her touch turned out to be so poor. MUMFC 1, Northern Redbacks 0, first semi-final of the NPLW, of course, this weekend on Football West live coverage. We will have the NPL men's as well. We'll get to that in a second. As streaming forward here is Talia Organ looking to put one into the box. A bit of a cross-come shot claimed by Maya Deirdrickson. Those men's NPL games played tomorrow. Perth, the champions, after Floriat gave away a 11-point lead at the top of the table at one stage. They will play Floriat while Sorrento take on the Young Glory under-21 side. Have impressed so far this year. And then on Sunday we have the other semi-final in the women's, Perth Soccer Club taking on Fremantle City. Mentioned that one already. Fremantle met Perth at this stage last season and defeated them 6-1. Bit of a thumping on that day. While today's visitors, the Redbacks, beat Mum FC on penalties last year in this same stage. before going on to win the cup. That one hacked clear by Jamie Gibbons and out for a corner, the first corner of the night. It goes to the Redbacks, far away to our right. Sarah Carroll over to take this one. Tia Stonehill, the only red shirt up near the halfway line. Everyone else in the penalty area. She will be marshalled at the back by Montero and Cohen. Everyone else for the Redbacks thrusting forward. Grace, or Emily Dunn rather, sitting deep. That one comes back to Bennett, who fires a shot on goal. Took a little deflection on the way through and out for a goal kick. Gibbons. Out for Hooks, who fizzes it into the feet of Tabane. It loses possession, but I thought the throw was going the other way. But it looks like the Redbacks will take it. Throw in comes short, but it's almost pinched. And they do eventually take it away. Few turns over with her clearance though. Billum lofts it over. A little touch from Teixeira. Didn't quite sit for the Redbacks there, and Cornish picks it up. Ups it long to halfway. Coleman arriving for the Redbacks, didn't quite get there. The flag is up for an offside. I know I mention it every time these two sides meet, but it really does throw me off having a number 7 and a number 8 from the respective teams playing at centre back. Not a position for those numbers. And as you listen, wherever you're listening, on YouTube or Facebook, you're probably saying something along the lines of, "Shut up, Grandad. Get with the times." Just doesn't sit right with me. And I tell you every week I'll get over it. I'm not over it yet, but I will. I promise. Organ picks this one up for Murdoch. Stonehill opposed to Montero. She's been wearing it like a glove. Stonehill looks to skip away. Can't do so. Goal kick. Much to the appreciation of the visiting fans here. Deirdrickson with the restart. Scuffs that one down the middle, but Coleman gets the first touch. Ball played forward for Stonehill. She was nudged off it by Montero's. Done a good job on Tia in the first 15 minutes or so, although the Murdoch winger has, of course, scored the game's only goal. Not much the right back could have done about that one, though. She just made a nice little mazy run. Stonehill wins her side of throw. Organ will jog forward to take. It's been quite the season for Talia Organ as well. 7 goals on it for the fullback. Great return for someone in that position. Of course, the modern game full of fullbacks that love to get forward and attack, but usually tend to be more the assisters than the scorers. Talia Organ proving a bit of the exception this season, although she has provided her assists herself as well. Lovely little turn there from Sadie Lawrence for Tabane. Good cross into the area, but it had just crossed the line, or it was just offside, rather. The flag was up, the whistle was blown. Beautiful bit of link up there again from the home side. It's such a good side to watch. Play some of the best football you'll see, these girls. Stonehill up to win that header. Coleman jumping in the back of her. Tabane turns it around the corner for Lawrence. She has her heels clipped. In fact, that wasn't Lawrence, it was Betty. Wainwright rolling it forward for Abby Green. Green cuts into the penalty area from the right wing. Tries to put one into the box. It spilled for Betty, who got a strike on the goal, but it was blocked. Back out for Organ again. Jeez, it's all Murdoch at the moment, and Talia Organ looks to add to that tally of 7 goals on the season. Doesn't quite do it there. Speculative effort. Here's Bennett picking it up. Looking to drive forwards. Ball eventually played forward. Not a Redback in sight. Baxter Thew will carry it away. Looking for the run of Stonehill. Cohen cuts it out. Just losing the ball there. The Redbacks again. That's a hard spot to keep the ball the centre of midfield against the press of Mum FC. Stonehill looks to get a turn there on Montero. She's done a really, really good job, hasn't she, Grace Montero? She's done so again there. It always feels like the battle between Tia Stonehill and her fullback is one of the best battles to watch. It's proving to be so again today. Bit of a soft free kick given away there against the Redbacks right back. Talia Organ will take the resultant free kick, look to put a ball into the 18-yard box. The red shirts flood forward. Just Thew and Gibbons staying back. Lawrence in the hole in between them and the onrushing crowd. It'll be headed over the back. Stonehill, creative ball back into the area. And will come back out, but the Reds will maintain the ball. They'll have a throw in, attacking third. Right down near the corner flag on the right wing. There's this game that started 10 minutes after the intended start time. Now ticks on to about 20 minutes gone, approaching the halfway point of this first half. Kim Carroll heads that one away, and the Redbacks look to spring on the break, but yet again, Mum FC set up so well. Wainwright wins a good ball there. Receives a big ovation from the coach's bench. That commitment to win that header. Ball ends up in Maya Deirdrickson's hands though. Her front ball forward. Sarah Carroll looks to take that one down. Couldn't quite. Beautiful 1-2 there. Poppy Hooks and Sadie Lawrence eventually forward. Taken down really well by Grace Betty. Geez, they're playing some football tonight, the hosts. Forward by Organ for the run of Betty. She will get there just in time. She'll cut it back and win a corner. Off the boot of Ruby Cohen. Well, it has been a really dominant 20 minutes. 1-0 is the score. It possibly flatters the visitors. They've had very little of it. Barely a sniff inside their own penalty area. Stonehill with the corner, looking to double their lead and take in a game that will give them the opportunity to take their place in the final at Dorrien Gardens next Saturday. The header on target from Poppy Hooks straight into the arms of Deirdrickson. Coleman picks up a bit of space. Finds Carroll. Closed down quickly by Organ. It's just really not given any time, and nabbing in to take the ball there is Mariana Tabane. Cohen picks it up for the Redbacks and finds Carroll. Now she has a bit of space and a chance to play it down the line there for the run of Andrea Teixeira. It was a little misguided, and Murdoch pick it up again. Betty, a little too strong for Stonehill. Well, still just the one goal in it halfway through this first half. And if the score stays the same, it, I would say, be a very relieved Redback side. certainly not had the better of it in the opening phase. Lawrence looked to bring that one down, but Coleman took over for the Redbacks. Carroll in for Bennett with a charging Sean Billum. Looked to play it out for Larissa Walsh, but that was cut out. And Murdoch looking to go the other way. Good little battle there, and the Redback skipper comes away with a free kick for her side. Again, much to the delight of the travelling Redbacks. Probably a larger crowd here for the visitors than the hosts tonight. Of course, as I mentioned, this will not be the end of the top 4 cup for the losing side tonight. They will play the winner of Perth and Freo. So the second chance for a spot in the final, and the way these two sides have swept past everyone that's come at them this season, you would expect these to be the two teams that meet in the final, but this is the first chance to get there. Currently, the Redbacks trailing by a goal to nil. There's that shot there from Jacinta Coleman straight at Danelle Cornish. Tabane and Coleman do battle in the air. Coleman wins out. Poppy Hooks wins a header and plays it down the line for Green, and they were looking to break there. The referee blew perhaps a slightly early whistle. Could have let that one run for Tabane, although whether she would have got there or not, we'll never know. Regardless, Murdoch Uni keep the ball. And we'll pop this one in. Beautiful ball over the head of Stonehill. It's going to run all the way through to the back for Betty. She does keep it in initially, but it's taken off her toes by Montero. Falls back out for a strike on goal there from Charlie Wainwright. On the left foot, falling away from it. Scoop that one over the top. Well, most sides heading into a big semi-final, losing one of their top scorers with 13 on the season would be a huge blow. Ellie Lamont, hope if you're watching and listening, you're recovering well from whatever the illness may be. But this side just bring on Mariana Tabane, who's only scored 6, but every time I've seen her, she's looked dangerous and lively. And scored against tonight's visitors, as we mentioned. I just have scorers coming out of the rafters here at Murdoch University, Melville. Beautiful little turn there from Hooks. Ball into the box, didn't reach its target. Comes back out for Betty. Betty for Wainwright. Back for Betty, back for Lawrence. Takes a little touch around the defender. Clearance comes off Lawrence and is tracked down by Talia Organ. Organ plays the ball, makes the run down the line. Stonehill ignores that and comes inside and plays the ball in the box, deflected through the legs of Betty. Jedrickson rushing out, claims that one. Redbacks played around on the far side before coming central to Bennett. She has time to turn and get her head up. Slide it across for Coleman. A couple for company, but she turns beautifully away from them. Plays it back to Bennett. Tenacious work from Sadie Coleman. Not giving up on that. Montero will get there ahead of Stonehill, but can only find Organ. Just so hard for the visitors to get ahead of halfway. That time the little paw from Tabane on Coleman. Earns a free kick for the ladder. Montero with the restart for the Redbacks. Headed down there by Teixeira. Cleared. Stonehill picks up. Dropping deep to left back. Organ's hacked clearance will be almost fielded there by Grace Betty. It just bounces over her head. The Redbacks will take a throw on halfway. Rare chance to penetrate the final third. They do so, but can't get a touch on it there as it's cleared by a few. cushioned down by Tabane beautifully. A good battle there from Jacinta Coleman, as usual. Not a player that takes a backward step. Wins the throw for her side. Again, the referee put his whistle to his mouth, but opted, I think, to pay the advantage to the visitors. They lose it there, and Thew drives away. Beautiful ball from Baxter Thew there. Picked up by Abby Green. Stonehill shoved off it by Montero, certainly having the better of that duel, despite the former's lone goal on the game. Deirdrickson fizzes it out wide there for Dunn. Billum flicks it back over her head. It comes back to the Redback skipper. But they do turn it over again in midfield. Stonehill rolls it for a teammate. Wants the 1-2 and gets it. Sarah Carroll dropping back. So she lays it off for Organ. Beautiful ball there from Talia Organ for Betty. Betty looks to get a ball into the box. She's muscled off it by Ruby Cohen. Well done by the Redbacks defender on that occasion. Deirdrickson with the goal kick. Picks out Carroll. Carroll looks to turn and get past Organ. Which she does, but she can't get past Sadie Lawrence. And wins a throwback for the hosts. Talia Organ again with the ball in her hands. In her defensive third, out for Stonehill, under pressure from Coleman. Betty contests with Cohen in the air. Cohen wins the header but loses the ball. Organ again. Coleman cuts out that throw and cops a bit of a bump in the back from Stonehill for her troubles, but a rare chance for the Redbacks to go forward here. Carroll, beautiful ball, looking for Walsh. Headed away there. Oh, and picking up a free kick as well there, Poppy Hooks. Perhaps a fortunate one. Did really well, the Murdoch right back to get there. Earn her side the foul. Half an hour gone in this one. A reminder, we did have a 10-minute delayed kickoff. So a quarter of an hour or so left. Oh, lovely little pick up there from Abby Green, looking for Tabane. Can the Redbacks muster something here before half-time? They trail by 1-0. Larissa Walsh, probably the most likely, if you're looking at recent form. Loses it there, though. Tabane back for Green. Green drives into the box past the couple. Getting there first and allowing it to run over the line is Emily Dunn. Redbacks will take another goal kick. Ball halves in midfield. Tabane picks it up. Sadie Lawrence shielding it from a couple, looking to find Wainwright. Ball's going the other way now, though. The Redbacks through to share a chance to go forward. Walsh makes a run out on the left. Hooks gets there first and drives down the right touchline. Poppy Hooks doesn't get there before it crosses that touchline, though. So the Redbacks with another throw, just ever so slightly edging a little bit more possession over the last 10 to 15 minutes. Winning that battle of field position just ever so slightly. Or more so than they were in the opening 15 anyway. Done. Walsh did well to make a run in behind. Ball didn't find her. Cleared by Thew. Cohen heads it wide, but Stonehill nips in ahead of Montero. Looks to cut back. Montero sticks with her. So she rolls it out wide. Lawrence cuts back inside. And Betty had it taken off her feet. Clipped over the top here. Chance now for Walsh. She is in behind almost. Poppy Hooks scrambling back, doing a wonderful job. Initially, at least, she's lost her footing now. Walsh cuts in, looking to find the run of Carroll arriving late. It's cut out by Poppy Hooks, who did a really good job initially and to regain her feet and make the block there. There will be a corner for the Redbacks, though, looking for the equalising goal before half-time. Carroll to take. Bennett and Billum lurking on the edge of the area. Kim Carroll taking up a position just in front of the goalkeeper. The ball is not going to reach any of those. Bit of a scramble, comes back for Billum, deflection. Cleared, nipping in there to Shera. She's been lively in this first half. Couldn't get on the edge of it, cleared by Murdoch for a throw. Down the line from Montero, headed away for Stonehill. Montero wins in the air over Stonehill. And the free kick, well, if the other one was harsh, that one is even harsher. I'm not sure what the Redback fullback did wrong on that occasion, apart from jump and win the ball. If anything, I thought perhaps Stonehill got under her a little bit. That's all right, we don't agree on all of them. Morgan thumps that one long over the head of Stonehill. Off the shoulder there of Betty. Back for Lawrence. Lawrence looks to clip one for the runner, Hooks. It's a light football over the top there. Hooks with a chance to get a ball into the area. Opposed to Dunn. Dunn does well to stick with their opposite fullback and wins the ball back for the Redbacks. There's a lot of space out here if they can spring a counter-attack. It's just so hard against this side that's so organised, so well drilled. Arriving there at the back post for an effort on goal is Grace Betty. In the end was a bit off balance, wide of the far post. Ten minutes left in the first half. Murdoch University Melville 1, Northern Redbacks 0. As Larissa Walsh is onside, they might be in a bit of trouble here. She is. She's going to go around Thew. She's going to take a heavy touch and Cornish out quick enough to scoop that one up. But just a sign, just a warning there for the hosts that if they're not on their game, this can turn around very quickly. Carroll play it back for Deirdrickson, who takes no chances, thumps that one back down the line. Done really well to win that ball, Sarah Carroll. Eventually the clearance deflects off her. Walsh is interested to share on the near side as well, but Thew finds the feet of Stonehill, who takes a delightful touch away from pressure. Rolls it out for Hooks. Just one little touch from Tia Stonehill and all of a sudden the pressure's off. Murdoch have the ball. Hooks gets it in over the head of Betty. Comes back to Betty though. Out to Lawrence now. Back for Stonehill. Grace Betty plays it back to the path to Tia Stonehill and has her second goal blocked. Not sure who got the final touch there, whether it was goalkeeper or defender, but Grace Montero was there again, proving quite the thorn in the side of the home side, left winger Tia Stonehill. Stonehill will take the corner now. The hosts looking to double their lead. Stonehill with the in-swing, a good ball into a good area, headed towards the goal by Lawrence. Scramble, back out, clearance deflected. Montero deals with that. Gibbons stepping up to mop up for Murdoch. Back to Organ. Looks to flush one over for the run of Abby Green. Didn't quite get that one right, but received a bit of praise from the bench. The idea was right. Deirdrickson with the goal kick for the Redbacks. Out to vacant space. It's going to be a battle here between Organ and Teixeira. Teixeira got there first. Back for Montero. She had her kick charged down by Stonehill. Illegally in the eyes of referee Soletta Fury. Montero down the line for Teixeira. A bit of a heavy touch. Let Stonehill in. And she uses her body well to shield her opponent off the ball. Tabane couldn't quite bring that one in. Montero back down the line for Carroll, arriving first ahead of Thew. Back for Coleman. She had a little diagonal from Walsh, which she ignored, found Billum instead. She finds her fullback in Dunn. Receives it back from Carroll. Dunn looking in, I think, for Walsh, a bit behind her. Thew steps out and clears. Throw in for the Redbacks late in this first half. Ticking down into the final 5 minutes. First half action at Warmel Civic Stadium for you. The first semi-final of the NPL Women's Top 4 Cup between the two sides that raced away from the pack. The hosts who ended up winning it on the final day here last week. The visitors, the Redbacks, who had it so cruelly snatched off them after they went almost flawless in the second half of the season. Here they are looking for an equaliser. Over the head of Teixeira. One-two with Coleman, over hit. Bit of a scrap in midfield. Eventually comes back for Cohen. Montero looks forward for the Redbacks, headed away by Thew, over the head of Teixeira. Redback throw. Just a few minutes left in the first half. Montero finds Bennett. Decision will be a Murdoch throw. Lovely ball down the line there. Betty's interested in this one. Cohen on her back. Grace Betty comes inside. Crosses one in. Good win from Wainwright. Legal win in the eyes of the referee. Hooks picks it up on the far side. Under the head of Green. She is crunched there by Montero. This one the referee allows to go. Well, tell you what, Grace Montero's had a couple of free kicks given against her for less than that, which I thought were a bit harsh. That one that was pretty tough. Nothing against the Redbacks right back. She's been superb in this first half. Just attacking the ball with intensity as she does there again. Wins the ball back, but Coleman can't keep it in. Morgan has Green down the line, finds her. Good touch from Abby Green initially. Teixeira plays a nice little 1-2 there with Montero and comes away with it. Finds Bennett. Billum Looking for a late equaliser here in the first half, the Redbacks. Larissa Walsh with it now. Back for Dunn. For a skipper in Billum. Back for Dunn, and Bennett with a bit of space in midfield. Lovely little touch to go around her marker. Close in on goal, and the diagonal run there from Walsh was a dangerous one. The pass wasn't quite right. Stonehill in an unorthodox position out there. Down the line for Tabane. Switch comes for Green. Green cutting inside around Montero. Tracked her runner well. And Carroll comes away with it. A lot of space now on the counter-attack for the Redbacks. Walsh has Gibbons to run at. Plays it for Carroll instead, and may have perhaps wished she had have just taken on the runner. Pass was ill-directed. Cornish's long ball. Headed back down by Coleman. The Redbacks pick it up at ground level. Coleman's touched on that occasion too heavy though, but he comes away. Her pass only finds Emily Dunn at left back for the Redbacks. Walsh can't beat hooks. And it'll be another throw in for the Redbacks. I fought their way back into this game well, the visitors. They were dominated early. Still trail by an early Tia Stonehill goal. But perhaps they can find something before half-time. Bennett rolls it out for Billum. Back for Walsh, but her final ball for the runner Bennett was a little overhit. Carla Bennett had her run checked. Cornish thumps it long. Back down by Dunn. Arriving there is Walsh to nip it off hooks. Can't keep it in. Hooks will take the throw. Dunn battling with Tabane. Green stepping in to win that one. Dunn to take the throw. Final stages of the first half in the first semi-final of the Women's NPL 2021 Top 4 Cup. Coleman has it pinched off her. Green plays a lovely ball and looks for the return pass from Tabane. Just out of her reach. Billum stepping in well to win the ball back for the Redbacks. Walsh dropping deep. Can't beat hooks again. All in the referee's hands. How much time we have left in this first half. Cohen plays a nice ball there into midfield. Twisting and turning on it is Bennett. Back for Montero. Down the line and looking to receive it back from Teixeira. The return pass was short. Abby Green got in there to help force the turnover for the hosts. Stonehill's touch a little loose there, and the Redbacks come away with it. Coleman back for Carroll. Walsh looked to turn it around the corner for the runner, Billum. Stonehill nudged off it there. Teixeira. A little wide of Montero, who has to scamper back for it. Teixeira inboard. Just every time Carla Bennett or any of the Redbacks midfielders pick it up, they seem to have 2 or 3 red shirts around them, and driving forward there and getting a shove in the back is Organ, and a yellow card for a reasonably soft foul from Emily Dunn. Perhaps the positioning of the foul and the nature of the foul. The host streaming forward, the reason for that booking. Call from the bench is coming for Tabane to hit it. Stonehill objects to that. He says, whoever takes it, hit it hard. Tabane does hit it hard, but hits it wide of the right-hand goalpost. And there is the final whistle for the first half from our referee, Solota Fury, today. Our first half, which saw the hosts, Murdoch University Melville, jump out of the box. Early pressure rewarded with a Tia Stonehill goal as she cut into the area. It's been the pattern of play for the opening half an hour at least, was a little intricate 1-2s and triangles from the hosts. Tia Stonehill ended up on the end of one of those to make it 1-0, and they fought well in the remainder of that second half, the visitors, but find themselves trailing by that goal. The score here at half-time, Murdoch University Melville 1, Northern Redbacks 0. Yeah, welcome back to Warrnambool Civic Stadium for the second half of this NPL Women's first semi-final in the top 4 cup between the Murdoch University, Melville and the Northern Redbacks. The Redbacks will get us kicked off trailing by a 1-0. A solitary Tia Stonehill goal in the first half is the difference between the two sides. And the hosts are 45 minutes away from an opportunity and another bit of silverware this season. They've already picked up the State Cup. They've picked up the league. And next Saturday at Dorrien Gardens, they'll be hoping to be figuring in the top 4 cup final. Even if they lose here tonight, they'll play the winner of Perth and Fremantle midweek. But it is so hard to see this team conceding. They did concede to a Larissa Walsh goal in last week's title decider. It made it a bit of a nervy finish. But other than that, never really looked like being in trouble. Although they did let Larissa Walsh in late in the first half again. Just a little reminder that they do need to be on their toes as Coleman steps in and gets a little header on to Sarah Carroll. Her ball out wide for Walsh, operating out on the right wing here, as it looks like Renee Leota has joined us on the left. Former Kiwi international. Sabby Green strides forward, a couple of touches to Bain. Gets a little toe on it, rolls out, chance for a second. There is the second. Well, they dominated the early stages of the first half. They have started like a house on fire here again in the second. I'm a bit old and the eyesight's not quite what it used to be to give you the score of that second goal, but I will give you it momentarily. Murdoch 2, Redbacks 0. It was Grace Betty ghosting in out there. I thought it was her wearing the orange boots. I didn't want to pull the trigger on that one too early. It was a lovely composed cut inside, and that makes the job really difficult now. And you never want to say a game of football's over at 2-0, and they do say that the most dangerous score in football is a 2-goal lead. Not sure that I quite agree with that. I'd rather have a 2-goal lead than a 1-goal lead, but there you have it. Tabane dropping it back. Thew just dropping the shoulder and stepping inside Carroll. Lovely football from Baxter Thew. Roll it out wide for Organ, or Hooks rather. I feel like trying to confuse me here with the full-back switch. The ball comes back now to Talia Organ. Nice little interplay with Wainwright for Lawrence. Organ at right back. Pass was wide of Wainwright. He got a toe on it, but not enough to do anything with it. Carroll gets there ahead of Gibbons. But then just a swarm of red shirts again. They identify the problem areas so quickly, this Murdoch midfield, and a swarm to close things down. Deirdrickson can only hoof this one long. Brought down really well by Walsh, who is also swapping sides, as I mentioned. So maybe this is a case of wanting Hooks on Walsh as she's switched to the right side. Billum drives forward. Hooks getting the call to drop there. As cutting inside there, Walsh comes for Bennett. Her header is across the box and almost in range of Renee Leota. And a lot of interest from the Murdoch bench there for that battle between Hooks and Walsh. So from what I can gather here, early on, it looks like Renee Leota's come on to the left wing, which has pushed Walsh out to the right, and then wanting that matchup of hooks on Walsh, which was a good battle in the first half, and one where Poppy Hooks did a really good job on a couple of occasions. There she is again, winning the header over Larissa Walsh. So perhaps Mark Jones just deciding that's the matchup he wants, because he'll back his player over theirs. So far, it's paid dividends. It's going to be one to watch out for. Of course, Stonehill and Montero, who has the throw there, will continue their battle. Ball forward by Coleman was poor, and she shows their frustration. Murdoch 2, Redbacks 0. 1 foot in the final for the hosts on their hunt for a historic treble. They've been such a superb side all season. You would say they almost deserve it, but there is still 90 minutes of the final, plus the 45 here, plus potentially another 90 in midweek if they don't get the job done tonight. But that is an absolutely superb ball out for Organ, who's going to curl one in with a left foot cutting inside. And that's another little bit of danger that fullback switch poses, is Talia Organ cutting in onto that left. As I mentioned, she's already got 7 league goals on the season. And perhaps she will be more dangerous cutting in from the left. Another yellow card for a pretty incidental foul, I would have thought, there from Carla Bennett. Sadie Lawrence will stand over the resultant free kick. Bench of Murdoch. It's as Lawrence puts this ball into the back post, headed over and in for the third. It's her again. 2 for Tia, 3 for Murdoch, and that's about all she wrote tonight. Murdoch 3, Northern Redbacks 0. Well, the ball into the back post was a good one, the initial free kick. The ball popped up, Tia Stonehill just looped it over. Mariana Tabane dropping it for Lawrence. Out for Betty. Well, I made the bold call at the start of the game that this one would not be a blowout. It would be close because all of their games have been. It is on the verge of a blowout now. Shows what I know about football, eh? Here's Talia Organ. Driving forward, looking to find Green. She loses out on that occasion to Dunn. And looks to turn back up the line and gets it tangled up in her feet. I was just going to mention before that ball came in and the third goal went in, that we are just 5 to 10 metres away from Mark Jones and his Murdoch bench. So we get to hear all the instructions. And as that set piece was about to come in, his order there was for Hooks to stay deep. She needs to drop. She can't go forward because obviously the Murdoch coach wants her marshalling Larissa Walsh at every opportunity. It's becoming more and more obvious why that fullback switch was made, and everything they're doing at the moment seems to be working. So hats off to all the players and coaches. This has been some performance. Green just about keeps that one in on the near side and looks to fire across him but has it blocked. Organ will take the throw. Thank you again for joining us wherever you're watching on the YouTube and Facebook live streams for Football West. I'm Sean Fry. I'll be calling you the remainder of this action here. Rowan Ellis operating the camera. Solota Fury in the middle. And we've got Libby Caldwell and David Teo, the assistant referees. Rowan, the cameraman, has upgraded to the full-fingered gloves as it is 9.9 degrees, according to the Bureau of Meteorology down here at the moment. Feels like 8.8, they say. And I've taken his fingerless gloves for the second half because it is freezing. Tips of my fingers still feel like they're going to fall off, but the rest of me's nice and warm. Anyway, I'm sure you're all interested. Back to the football. Kim Carroll stands over it with a 3-goal deficit facing her side. It's been some start to this second half. They have come out like a house on fire, the hosts. Probably expecting that they may be playing tonight's visitors again in a week's time for the third time in 3 weeks, would you believe? And with that in mind, I'm sure that a chance to put 4, 5, 6 past them, make a bit of a statement, might be the thing to do here. Certainly up to the Redbacks to hold their nerve, keep things as tight as they can, continue to fight. It would be a devastating end to the season for them to end with no silverware after what has been a really impressive campaign. Stonehill picks it up. Look to get back to the second ball. The idea was right. She just didn't quite catch that one with the instep like she wanted. To Stonehill there for the run of Organ. She was in a ton of space there, though, on that occasion. Ball back for Deirdrickson. He's under a bit of pressure. Plays it out for Bennett. And the Redbacks look to go down the right. Montero for Walsh. In the middle, ricochets off Billum, and it'll be a Murdoch throw. Kerfuffle on the far side. Lawrence barges her way, or hooks rather, barges her way forward. Ball takes a couple of deflections. Out for a Murdoch throw. Hooks takes quickly. Lawrence for Tabane, back to Hooks. Harassed by Montero. It's probably Hooks' turn to wear Grace Montero, as it was to Stonehill in the first half. Montero again in with a wonderful tackle. She's been the player of the game for the Redbacks, I would suggest. Lawrence picking that one up. Comes back inside. Abby Green flicks her header on over everybody, and Deirdrickson picks it up. Bennett flicks that one on Leota, looking to make the run in. Gibbons cut it out for Murdoch. To go forward. Here's Tia Stonehill driving down the right wing. Fizzing one in off the body of Emily Dunn. Out for a corner. So some very interesting positional moves here in the second half. We've got Tia Stonehill driving down the right wing. We've got Larissa Walsh doing the same for the Redbacks on the far side. Stonehill will take the out-swinging corner. Close to Deirdrickson. She does well to get a punch. It falls back out for Betty. She whiffs on that attempt. Tabane takes one good touch. Green can't bring it down. Eventually it falls to Baxter Thew, who gets her lines all wrong and then makes the long run back to centre half. Certainly a run I made plenty of times as a footballer when you get to go up for the corner. And she gestures with her centre-half partner, Jamie Gibbons. Just exactly where that one went all wrong. Doesn't matter too much for the hosts. They are 3 goals to the good. They've been superb. Abby Green plays it back. Hooks. Fizzes one across for Gibbons, who has a bit of space. Organ on the touchline. Comes inside instead for Wainwright, but has her pocket picked. Billum picks it up for the Redbacks now. Little deflection at the back. Walsh toes it over for Carroll. Chance to reduce the deficit to 2, and Sarah Carroll does just that. 3-1. Well, This one not quite over just yet. Just a little bit asleep at the back there, the hosts. They've been controlling this game for the majority, but that little flick over from Walsh just caught that back four napping, and Carroll streamed through, chested it down nicely, and then the finish was just as composed. Murdoch get us restarted. Stonehill can't get past Leota, but wins a throw. Half an hour left for the Redbacks to find two. And push this one to extra time, perhaps. Still seems unlikely. Finding one seemed unlikely, but they've found that. I did mention at 3-0, it's a real chance for the hosts to make a statement and put a big score past the Redbacks, but the visitors have stuck to their task. Betty just nudging her opponent under that one, and ball rolls through for the keeper, who looks long. Walsh heads it down, but no one's there. Carroll was another 10-15 metres further afield. Walsh will look to close down the pass from Cornish. They are swarming now, the Redbacks, as they will leave holes at the back, though, if they continue to. Abby Green looks to go past her opponent. Looking to square one there for Tabane. Kim Carroll gets across there and clears for the Redbacks. We do have a Redback player down on halfway who's being seen to by Tabane and her teammates. Not sure if that was an incident on the ball or just a pulled muscle off it. The physio will be out. We'll have a bit of a pause in the action. Just under half an hour left in the first semi-final of the Top 4 Cup 2021 NPL Women's Action. An early Tia Stonehill goal set the stage for Murdoch University Melville, the hosts. The Redbacks fought back in the dying stages of that first half and would have been looking to come out and really fight for this one, but an early Grace Betty goal followed up by another from Stonehill leaves us at 3-0. And then that one little moment at the back where Larissa Walsh flicked over for Sarah Carroll. She towed one past Danelle Cornish. Now they find themselves with just the 2-goal deficit. Grace Montero has been seen to. And we'll just await the referee to allow her back on the field. Will be really wanting to get back on the field here because the Redbacks had the ball and a lot of open space down their left touch line. And now Talia Organ going the other way. Good touch from Tabane. Betty couldn't make that one stick, and the referee still not allowing Grace Montero on. Finally does, much to the cheers of the away fans. Weren't quite sure why she was made to stay in the freezing cold for that long. Tabane takes that one down well. Didn't quite get the finish right. The goals continue to flow for Mum FC as they have all season. Scoring 3 goals in the game is almost nothing to them as Deirdrickson fizzes that one out into Betty's feet. Well, if there is another goal in this game, it is going to be a crucial one. One more for Murdoch, and that's just about it. One more for the Redbacks, and we're back to a nail-biter. Here's Talia Organ looking to extend the 2-goal lead, cutting in onto that left foot. Green looked to tow it forward for Tabane. That was cut out. Montero again picking it up for the Redbacks. Billum looking to play one for the run of Leota. Doesn't clear the head of Jamie Gibbons. Back for Stonehill. Stonehill looks to clip one down the line. Headed away by Kim Carroll. And just clattered there is Emily Dunn. Pretty clear foul on that occasion. Players get up and dust themselves off. Have seen softer fouls than that be booked in this game, though. Maybe that's the point being made by Kim Carroll. That diagonal for Walsh. Hooks will be marshalling her all game, it seems. Back for Walsh. Just wide, and Hooks will have the throw. Handball, the call. The decision is a free kick for the Redbacks. Bennett flicks it on for Leota. She can't bring it in. Carroll heads it straight back. Stonehill does likewise. Coleman, good touch. Out for Leota. Oh, Emily Dunn it is, in fact. Beautiful touch from her. Just out of the reach of Carroll. And Organ will take over here. Good ball over the top. Looking for Grace Betty. Looking for her second. She's that pressing high still in this second half. Carroll looks to find Leota. Organ did her part, cause a bit of disruption. And the long ball forward finds Cornish. Cornish's long ball is a miss kick. Leota loses it in the lights, but picks it up at ground level. Done for Coleman. For Billum. Coleman picks it up, looks to find Walsh, but Poppy Hook's getting in there first. Taking it away from her. She's winning that battle so far. Although the time in this second half that Larissa Walsh found a bit of space is when she drifted across over onto the left side and found that assist for the Sarah Carroll goal. Those two have combined so well this season. In terms of league goals, 15 for Walsh, 11 for Carroll. Quite the strike partnership. Stonehill thumps that one down the line. High, long and clear. The cries from the Murdoch bench to step up, get to halfway. Such an impressive level of fitness in this side. They do tend to run out games better than their opposition. Although they have found their 3-goal lead cut to 2. And another substitution here as Carla Bennett makes way. And Lauren Continabali replaces her. Still remember the first game I ever called for the Redbacks, and I asked how to pronounce Lauren Continabali's name, and the lady that I asked just said, just call her Conti. That's what we do. Bellum picks it up for the Redbacks. Finds Conti. Continabali is tackled, but maintains possession. Coleman gets there ahead of Stonehill and throwing herself in to the tackle with Wainwright. I'll say the fans are bemused by that one. Few with the set piece. Along to the edge of the 18-yard box. Carroll wins the header. And getting back to her feet there. Stonehill was bundled over a couple of times. She's not happy. Carroll saying, I'm just going for the ball, ref. In the end, everyone dusts themselves down. The Redbacks have a goal kick. Murdoch 3, Redbacks 1. Didrikson has her ball taken down well by Coleman. Nipping in and stealing Continentali's pass was Stonehill. Matt Fithew, she's got the run of Green on the far side. Hooks is going to get there in support. And Grace Montero lunges in and misjudges that one, but hustles back to force Green wide. It's a tenacious defender. Certainly today, Grace Montero. A bit of a scuffle, shoulder to shoulder there, but free kick picked out for Murdoch. A few more questions asked by the players about that decision. And the yellow card is out as well, I think, for the questions that were asked by the Redbacks captain on that occasion. Important for the Redbacks to keep their heads. Certainly the captain you want leading the way, so on a knife edge now, Sean Billum, especially when you've got looming a semi-final for another chance at Murdoch next week. That ball over the bat, punched away by Deirdrickson. Betty gets the ball in, but too close to the keeper. Deirdrickson finds a teammate, and Billum with it now, but just too slow on the ball. Had it taken off her toes. Good hustle, pressing from Mariana Tabane. Organ looked to slice that one across to the far side, didn't quite get there. Leota stepping in to try and field it for the Redbacks, can't do so. Stonehill goes one way, then the other, and then loses out to Emily Dunn. She hacks it forward. Baxter Thew hacks it away. Green has Montero on her back again. Comes inside. Slides it across for Wainwright, whose pass is a little strong for Stonehill. Carroll tries to thump it forward. Miscues into the feet of Coleman, and she has it taken off her by Stonehill. Looking back for Tabane, but Billum arrives to clear. Running out of time now, the visitors. 15 minutes left in this second half. Murdoch University Melville, one game and 15 minutes away from a treble. They still need to get the job done here, and they'll still need to get the job done next week against, we think, probably tonight's opponents again, but it could be Perth or Fremantle. Of course, Fremantle the only other side to beat Murdoch this season. So the job's not done yet, but they're getting closer and closer to that third trophy this season. Offside flag is up, and the Redbacks want to take it quickly. Coleman. Out for Montero. Good pass into the feet of Leota. And wide they come now down the right. Walsh opposed to Hooks. That's the battle we said we need to look out for in this second half. And Poppy Hooks comes out the victor there, not just stopping her opponent, but winning the throw as well. Certainly been the winner of that battle today, Poppy Hooks. Montero heads that one down, probably the winner of every battle she's been in as well. This one comes out for a really scrambled spell of possession here with the visitors. Continabali had it on the edge of the area. It's all the way back out to Dunn now for Carroll. Good touch from Carroll initially. Oh, a little ball roll, and I think she just put Continabali off there. Organ with the throw for Murdoch. Sabane down the line, holding off a couple of challenges. Continabali and Dunn between them. The referee is pointed in the wrong direction, but said it was a black ball the whole way through. I thought they were navy blue, but that's just my old eyes under the floodlights. And just getting cut down there by Billam, and she's already on a yellow. She's very lucky not to be finding a second there. There have been some very, very soft tackles punished with yellow cards tonight. I think the referee deciding that discretion is the better part of valour on this occasion. Keeping the card in his pocket. Daxter Thew with the resultant free kick for Murdoch. Thumps it up to the edge of the area, headed away by Carroll. Leota lets it run. Continabali's first touch lets her down. Thews does not. Superb football again from the centre half. So good at that. Little change of pace, a little shift of direction. Step forward past a couple of on-rushing opponents. Loves to play those long balls as well. This one onto the head of Organ. Stonehill just trying to nudge her opponent off it. Wins a throw that Organ will take. Tamain will come short for it. Cushion back for Organ. Wainwright looked to find Tamain, but just out of her reach. Stonehill makes the tackle on Continabali. Still a Redback ball. They've again fought their way back in the second half of this half, as they did in the first, but hasn't quite been enough. They still find themselves 2 goals behind. Murdoch 3, Redbacks 1. Just 10 minutes or so to go. Leota's touch was loose, and Abby Green is going to look to run away from a couple of opponents. Good run from Abby Green. She eventually was closed down. It was very direct, running with intent. Just taken off her toes at the last moment. Would have been a sensational goal to wrap up this game. As it is, it'll be a Tia Stonehill corner from the left. She's put a few balls into very good position so far, and she's not in any rush to get over to that corner flag. We'll take every second she can off this clock. Lawrence at the back post. Betty and Wainwright along with Green on the edge of the 18-yard box. Not a lot of numbers forward. Eventually Lawrence does get there, but didn't have the right body position or momentum to get that one on target over the top. Didrikson will restart it. Flicked on by Leota. Leota again battling and losing out to Lawrence. Poppy Hooks with the throw as the minutes tick down. It's looking like it will be another final for Murdoch this season and a chance at another trophy. The Redbacks looking like they will have to go through Perth or Fremantle in the week for another crack at the champions. Stonehill has two, looking to provide one for a teammate. Only found the side netting. Deirdrickson's quick ball is cut out by Wainwright. Billum looks to turn that one forward, but Lawrence is the only one there. It's the tired legs, it looks like, of the Redbacks. Just seem to be dropping deeper and deeper. Don't have that runner's advance to the ball. Tia Stonehill, lovely little bit of footwork. Drives in, cuts it back for Tabane. Good footy there from the champions. The would-be treble winners, who, unless we have some incredibly late drama here, will be just one win away from a perfect season. A goal here would still put the cat amongst the pigeons a little. If it's a Redbacks goal anyway. A Murdoch goal would put this one to bed well and truly. Bit of a misjudgment there from Thew. Had it teammate back to Baylor out though in Gibbons. Lovely ball from Carroll out for the run of Leota. She's not going to get there ahead of Stonehill though, and Tia Stonehill will just about leap over the fence after the push from Renee Leota, who does find her way into the book. Certainly the Murdoch winger getting there first, and a bit of frustration there from Leota, just putting a shoulder into her back. A bit of danger there running towards the fence, which I'm sure is what the yellow card was for. I have to agree with that one on that occasion. Deirdrickson will field it for the Redbacks, and thump it long. Will we have one last twist in the tail? It's going to need to come soon. A lovely turn from Walsh, who runs away from a couple. Look to feed it for the run of Renee Leota, but it doesn't reach her. Stepping in there really well and reading it before her opponent is Montero. Look to find the run of Continabali. It was a beautiful run and a beautiful ball, but cut out by the defence. Billum striding forward. Beats Sabane. Curls one into the area. Oh, wonderful toe on goal, and a stunning goal from Renee Leota. Out of nowhere, the cat is back amongst the pigeons. Murdoch 3, Redbacks 2. Well, it didn't look like she was going to get anywhere near it. The Redback number 14 just lunged and stretched and threw a toe out. Somehow got a piece of it. It finds the back of the net, and we may not be done here after 90 minutes. There is still at least 5 minutes left for the visitors to find an equaliser. Out of almost nowhere, both of the goals have come. There haven't been a sustained period of pressure for the Redbacks really at all tonight. Both goals have come somewhat against the run of play. But they do have time, as they did last Friday, to find a late equaliser. Last week, Murdoch held on, and they held on well. Can they do so again? The Redbacks striding forward there and just taking a bit of a heavy touch there and having to dive into her opponent on the far side, the Redbacks player. Hacking it forward there. Billum, and Danelle Cornish will take her time picking that one up. It is a matter of minutes left in this one. There is only one goal in it. I said at the start it'd be close. I thought I was wrong when Murdoch took a 3-0 lead. But now things are nervy for the hosts. Abby Green has it pinched off her by Grace Montero, who looks to drive forward. But Abby Green sticks with it. Has her shirt tugged a little perhaps, and plays it forward for Tabane. Tabane can't get there ahead of Cohen. And the Redbacks are in no rush to get the ball back in. Well, 4 minutes plus whatever Solidiferi adds on for stoppages and injuries. We did have a little stop for an injury, so we might get an extra 2 or 3 minutes. And it's going to be a nervy 2 or 3 minutes if the score stays as it is. Continabali battling for it and winning out. Finds Dunn. Dunn toes it down the line, but Leota's not there. Organ picks it up and finds Lawrence, who dribbles away from Continabali, but picking the pocket of Gibbons there is Leota. Plays a little 1-2 with Carroll, but Baxter Thew will get there first. And well, I thought for a moment she'd try and see it over, but she clears. Takes the safe option. Continabali hustles to get the ball for the Redbacks. She will throw it over the top, looking for Carroll. Headed away. Coleman looked to get in there. Stonehill throws herself in. She knows no other way. Coleman battles. Stonehill gets a toe in. Back for Kim Carroll, who finds Dunn. Sean Billum's pass intercepted by Stonehill, who turns around and screams at her teammates. Wants that little bit more in these final 5 minutes. Leota gets a ball in, cleared by Few. Green whiffs on her clearance. Back for Montero, who fires one. Well, that would have capped off her game, wouldn't it? Just didn't quite get enough on that to give Danelle Cornish any trouble at all. She looks long and high. All players misjudge. Dunn wins that one, and having her heels clipped there is Dunn. Charlie Wainwright just being told to calm down a little bit. I'm not sure that she meant to do that. Just tangling her ankles. But Kim Carroll has the chance to load one up into the 18-yard box, looking for an equaliser. It's to the back post. It's a really good ball. Headed away well. Wainwright clears. Headed back down. Montero. Wide for Walsh. Good little touch around the corner. Billum may have been returning from an offside position. It's not going to matter anyway. The whistle blows for the foul. Well, we are almost there. It looked like this one was going to fizzle out. We should have known better. These two sides. It never fizzles out. A good battle there. Montero throwing herself into Abby Green. Over the head of Carroll. Picked up here by Billum. She'll feed it wide. We are into stoppage time. Continabali spins away from Stonehill. Dunn picks it up. Finds Coleman. Stonehill steps in to take it away. That could be the last meaningful moment of the game. Unless the Redbacks can win it back, and they do. Carroll's making a run forward. She's going to find herself so close to being on the end of it, but Jamie Gibbons read it the best. And now Abby Green ahead of Montero. Another good tackle from Grace Montero. What a game she's had. It looks like it's not quite going to be enough. There is not much time left. It is at the referee's discretion. Murdoch have 3. The Redbacks 2. Lovely little step inside from Poppy Hooks. She may go to the corner flag here. Looks like she's thinking about crossing it in. She was never thinking about crossing it in. I'll give you the tip. Well, she put her hand up thinking, I'll take the free kick, ref, and the ref wasn't giving her a free kick. And now she'll find herself into the book. Well, that yellow card has been receiving a fair amount of work this game. And now we have a bit of movement on the Murdoch bench. This is what we call the Jose Mourinho substitution. As Clara Joao prepares herself to get ready. Don't be surprised if it's the player on the furthest part of the pitch. The call comes for the substitution. And it will be Clara Joao to come on, but probably more importantly to soak up a bit of time. High fives on the bench for Murdoch. The score is still 3-2. Grace Betty, the player replaced with one of those 3 goals. Stonehill with the other 2. Montero loses out on this occasion to Abby Green. Murdoch throw, seconds ticking down. Only takes a moment. Will the Redbacks get one more chance? Will they be given time to launch one more counter-attack? They will get the throw here. They will look to take it quickly. They do take it quickly and probably rush it. It comes to Deirdrickson now, though. The strike from range was perhaps ill-judged. Ball doesn't reach Carroll. Back down for Green. Green looking to keep it away from Sean Billum, who slips and goes down holding her ankle. She's back up, but perhaps the game is gone. And there is the final whistle. Murdoch University Melville will play next Saturday at Dorrien Gardens in their hunt for a treble this season. The State Cup has been won. The league title has been won. The top 4 cup is there for the taking. They are 90 minutes away. They may very well be playing tonight's opposition again next week. The Northern Redbacks will have to wait and see who the victor of Perth and Fremantle is. And they will play them in the week. The winner of that game will play tonight's victors, Murdoch University Melville. They started the way they've played all season, scoring goals and dominating possession. Tia Stonehill cutting into the area and firing one in the opening minutes. Score remained that way until half-time, and then if they started well in the first half, they started even better in the second. Grace Betty firing home. Tia Stonehill looping ahead of home for the third, and that looked like it was all done and dusted before a couple of moments against the run of play. Larissa Walsh flicking over for Sarah Carroll to slot home. And then a speculative ball into the box. And a lunging, stretching effort from Renee Leota. Turned the ball past Danelle Cornish and gave us a pretty exciting final 10 minutes. But in the end, the hosts hung on. There weren't too many more chances after that. The final score here. Murdoch University Melville 3, Northern Redbacks 2. We will see you for the remainder of our coverage of this top 4 cup. The men's tomorrow, Perth v Floreat, Sorrento v Glory. And then Perth and Freo in the women's second semi on Sunday. We'll see you for those games and more. Thank you for joining us again. I've been Sean Fry. This has been Football West live coverage of the women's NPL.